make a sports documentary along the lines of focusing on one player who has come through the ranks at youth level for Newton Abbot and then gone up to carried on through youth level and Colts, which is under 18s, whilst playing alongside the Exeter College team, and he was the captain of the Aces, which is the first team, whilst being in the Exeter Chiefs Academy, and then he has now since then moved up to Exeter University first team and also Exeter Chiefs first team. And whilst doing that, he's been recently got selected for England under 20s in the Six Nations, and they won that tournament, and he was a key part of that team. And I want to do a short 5 to 10 minute video with some B-roll on the side, like shots of in-game players, where he played, where he wants to, a bit of like hobbies on the side, what he does. So just like an overall idea to give the target audience a good idea for it. My target audience is going to be like some rugby players who are getting to the more serious end of their youth career, and if they want to push on, he will maybe inspire them or give them an idea of what they've got to achieve, how hard it is not to give up, and a bit of an inspiration and motivation, and explain his journey through it all and what he's been through to get there. And I feel like the age of like 14 upwards to early 20s, because even if you're on a university rugby team, you can still get selected to play for a professional rugby team. So you should never give up, and it shows that. But I looked at some sports documentaries like Full Contact, which is a rugby documentary on Netflix, and it follows all the teams in the Six Nations and sort of focuses on individual players in that team and what they've been through, how they've overcome it, what has changed in their lives, and they explain where they think they would have been without rugby and how much of a inclusive and great sport it is. And I've also looked at different camera shots and the best way to interview, some interview questions which would be appropriate to ask the rugby player, to try and find out and give like a better idea for everyone else watching. And it's just going to be like a interviewee documentary style video that will have some music behind it, show the different stadiums and different stages of him growing up, some pictures, some gameplay of him, and just show how well he is doing and what he has overcome in his time as a rugby player and where he wants to eventually end up, and see what it feels like to play for his childhood rugby team and living every fan's dream or young player's dream, and what they can do to achieve it, and show support and maybe a bit of advice as well. But we should be filming next week, the 24th or the 25th of April, which is either a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending on how his schedule works out and if we got the right timings for it. Got all the kit ready and tripod, and I will use tie mics or just wireless duo Rode like clip-on mics, which will be good to use. And I will start editing, hopefully, if all the shooting goes well and it's clear and the camera angles and everything is alright. I should be able to start editing on the Monday when I'm back at college and see how that all works out and add some good edits in there to keep everyone engaged and entertained, and see how they respond to it, and see if my target audience would enjoy that short little player documentary that could be used in between matches or warm up to a match, talking about what the player is, how he's jumped from step to step and took everything in his stride, and growing into a key part of the squad, and how he gets better and better each time. I'm aiming between 5 to 10 minutes, so it's long enough to get an idea and then short enough to keep people engaged, and enough shots and everything to give everyone an idea of what I went with and what inspiration I got through it. But that's what the idea is, and that's how I plan to do it. And I've decided to do this because I've always loved sport, being in and around sport, and it's a sport media and journalism kind of side to it. And I feel like that was best for me to focus on because I have a big interest in sport and it's something that I can work with and enjoy. So hopefully that's how everything goes.